Hello, MonstersAbound here, and welcome back to Total War Warhammer 2 Mortal Empires, part 28 of my Wurrzag campaign, which I'm giving the subtitle, A Series of Unfortunate Events, because things are not great. And now, last time I said my tactic was kill Thorgrim. Fortunately, Thorgrim seems to be coming right at us. He's coming right for us. So Grimgor and his buddy, they're just friends, Borgot Face Beater, they're both going to jump Thorgrim. Get in there, lads. So we're going to go straight for Thorgrim, take him out. If we can kill him, then hopefully the rest of the dwarf army should run away. Otherwise, they will fight to last, and that could hurt. My ball boys, seeing that they can get up the flank here. Careful, guys. There is a big drop there. That would sting, wouldn't it? Jesus, where's the handrail when you need one? Health and safety, guys. So, ball boys, given the dwarves a slip, heading towards the artillery, going to knock that out. Meanwhile, our Black Orcs dealing with the dwarf infantry. And some Orc biggins down here doing less well. But that's fine. We're going to get a little Cursor to Bad Moon, which is going to reduce their melee defense quite significantly, and their armor as well. That's looking pretty good. Getting some nice hits in there. Ball boys dealing with the artillery. Grimgor and Borgut taking out Thorgrim. He is taking a beating. Borgut not doing very well though. Borgut is looks like Thorgrim's concentrating on Borgut. Ow! I mean, Borgut it's not the first time we've lost Borgut, so it wouldn't. Oof, you're right, buddy. 304 health, and you're about to rout. But some Black Orcs have jumped in to help. Thorgrim is routing. Get him, Grimgor. Finish him off. Show him who's boss. You're the boss. He's seen the Night Goblins. Night Goblins drawing daggers. Come on, boff. He's got 13 health. Get him, Grimgor. Some arrows, and he's down. Night Goblins finish him off. Grimgor giving a victory cheer there. Nice work, guys. The Orc ball boys, having dealt with the artillery, can now come back to help the front line, which is just as well, because you see we're taking quite a lot of damage. Grimgor's jumping in to help against the dwarf warriors. The left flank looking a little bit dicey, but that's mostly because the garrison has jumped in to help there, and they were mostly dead to start off with. Ball boys slamming into the rear of the dwarf line. And with Thorgrim's death, that morale is starting to look a little bit shaky for dwarves anyway. Some Quarrel is still tanking, and those Thunderers dealing with Night Goblins. Fortunately, the Broken Tusk mob have spotted an open. They've got a little gap in the dwarf line that they can flank around and come and lend some assistance against the missile units. As you can see, we're breaking through the lines here. Just this little blob to deal with. The Broken Tusk mob charging in, sandwiching the Thunderers between ball boys. And looks like the dwarf morale starting to waver. Longbeard starting to break and run. Obviously, if Thorgrim is alive, that wouldn't be happening. They'd just be sitting there, chopping their way through Savage Orcs. But fortunately, with Thorgrim's death, the dwarves are running. And I'm not 100% sure if this will wipe out the enemy army. So we're just going to make sure that we kill as many dwarves as possible, because we took quite a chunk of damage dealing with this army, and I don't really want to have to fight another battle because I don't trust auto-resolve. You'll be pleased to hear. Now, I'm not entirely sure of the rules for being in an underway battle. I think if it's an interception, that wipes the enemy army out. I think if they're just in underway stance, it doesn't necessarily kill them. So let's take the replenishment. Okay, well, it did kill them. It might be they didn't have anywhere to retreat to, maybe? I don't know. Not sure. Not sure. But the important thing is that army is no more. Just in time, because looks like someone else is coming down. Someone who has... Okay, Thorek. Okay, well, that's not too bad. It could be worse. Grimgor has ranked up, which is nice to see. I'm tempted to get Ardlads. So let's get back here. We'll get Ardlads then, because a lot of our Black Orcs are actually gold chevron. So they'll get those extra bonuses, some little resistance, basically makes them a bit more tanky, which I'm currently all about. Oh, look, there's more. There's Ungrim. Ungrim's over there. Ungrim's over there. So I think what I need to do, I am being quite defensive. I mean, that's kind of a necessity because I can't really I feel like one of the main problems is that the Badlands is so spread out. Maybe I just want to pull back to the mountains. Because at least I kind of have a home advantage there. That's something I've been sort of mulling over whether I should do that. But I just don't think it's for the best. Valeasora, we're going to upgrade you. We're we're losing a lot of money every turn. Like, a lot of money. We're losing all the money. We're going to be bankrupt in 2 turns. Oh, that doesn't feel good. That's a bad feel. I might be able to sack Cradder Tommen. Does that have a big garrison? Eh. And we only really have goblins, which is, you know, I mean, I love my goblins, but sieges, they're just not really that great at sieges. They just don't really have the killing power. They're kind of the opposite end of the spectrum of the Throg monstrous menagerie tactic, where you just kind of, you know, have a horde of incredibly elite trolls and throw the trolls at the gate and then kill everyone inside. It's sort of like you can do the same thing with the goblins, but you throw the goblins at the gate and all the goblins die. So, you know, sort of similar tactic. Different outcomes, though, I think is probably where the divergence is. So, with that in mind, we've got... I mean, could we make friends with Malagor? Yes. I mean, can I have some money? Can I have less money? Yes, now Time of Beasts. Sure, Time of Beasts. Yeah, we've got Beastmen as friends. We've got Wood Elves. We've got Manfred. It's, you know, a select group of friends that we're keeping, and I feel only good things about this group of friends. That we haven't fallen in with a bad crowd. No, that's not a thing. Grom, I just kind of want you to keep an eye out. So just keep an eye out for me, would you, buddy? Thanks muchly. Thanks. Ackendorf. Yeah, well, Ackendorf is a whole thing. Right, I think Grim. Let's keep an eye out. This army looks like it might be heading away. The Dog Boy Scouts, and we have blocked them. I mean, that could mean we could head over here, maybe try and head off Ungrim. I can't see what Ungrim's army is, but it's probably fine. Ackendorf are going to lose that. That's going to be a rebellion. That was going to be a rebellion there anyway. So I mean, maybe the rebellion and Ungrim will kill each other. I mean, you know, high hopes. Well, maybe they'll just probably have a military alliance and join each other against me, because that feels like what everyone's doing at the moment. Ratgash, you can just damage walls, I think. That's what you're going to do. Okay, we've had the rebellion, which might not necessarily be horrendous. I can't believe that Volkmar's still alive. Like, I feel like he should have died about 10 times, but he just seems to not. I mean, it's Luther Huss, who apparently does not play by the same rules as everyone else. Oh, hello. Right, that is a lot of warp lightning cannons. I mean, that is... Okay, lots of poison wind globes as well. That's not fun. That's not a fun army to fight, is it? No, that's not a fun army to fight. Do we want to do it in the underweight? What's the battle map? That's the pre-battle, not that one. Okay. How do I feel about that? My main issue is that many Deathglow Bombardiers is going to be a friggin' nightmare to deal with. Not to mention the warp lightning cannons. I mean, I don't really have an answer for them. I think I'm just going to have to decline that. If we can get them in an ambush, we should be okay. But yeah, that's not good. Will someone please kill Luther? Please. Well, anyone. Will anyone rid me of this damned, bald-headed, complete bastard? Okay, what's Ungrim doing? What's Ungrim doing? He's heading for Kazakarak. Okay, not necessarily the worst thing for us. It'd be nice if Manfred was pulling his weight, but to be honest, I feel like if Manfred declared war on the Empire, he's probably going to get his shiny round moon face knocked off, which, in some ways, warms my cockles. In others, it means I'd have one less ally, but I kind of feel like anyone that's going to take the heat off me for a little while is probably fine. And Sartosa is getting its arse kicked. I've never seen Sartosa get its arse kicked. Like, I've always seen Tilia lose to Sartosa and the Skaven. This is probably the first game where I've seen Tilia actually doing something. Okay, you're laying siege to Akendorf, which is, I mean, not happy times, but never mind. I mean, you know, I've got plenty of other problems. Like, I'm going to be bankrupt next turn. That's a key issue. Right. Could we...
Curses. This is my land.
Oh, hello.
You cannot ask this of me.
It's Belagar. Belagar's here, everyone. Let's see if we can hit him in an ambush.
Supreme ruler of 8 peaks.
My concern... Oh, we've underwayed right into there. Into the area of control of the city. That's not ideal. Okay, we might have to fight that. We've got... Oh, hello.
Foolish thing, no.
Okay, duly noted. Let's get Wurrzag over there to kick the shit out of you. Let's get Grimgor over... Is there anywhere that is a good location for an ambush? Not one that apparently I can actually ambush on. Okay, well if we go like there... 45% chance, right? But better than a kick in the teeth. Borgot, you can have hard to hit because you got your ass kicked by Thorgrim last battle. You can go and attack them. That probably means you're going to die, but maybe you'll deal some damage. Good luck. May the odds be ever in your favour. By which I mean, try not to die too quickly. Okay, we've got that going on. Right, we need to hit the... Ooh. Okay. I think I'm going to have to be sneaky, but then when is Scarstick not sneaky? Obviously, we need the sneaky plays here because we're goblins, and that's what goblins do. I feel like I've got more of an affinity to the goblins than I do the Black Orcs, and that's a bit of self-realization. It's taken me a while to reach, actually, but yeah, I feel like I always figured I was like a big, if I was, what was the old Warhammer Memorpaga called? Age of Reckoning, was that it? And I think I played a Black Orc in that, but I'm like, I should have been playing a Goblin because, oh, look at the little guys. Look at the little faces. They're awesome. I fucking love me some Light Goblins. Look at them go. So, taking some holes in the wall. And that means that we're going to attack this area. They've got a big sort of like, well, I say big, so they've got a defensive blob here. Last thing I need is to have to fight my way through dwarf infantry to take out the missile units, because obviously goblins are going to be hard pressed to smash through dwarf infantry. That's just, that's just life. However, turns out I've always been a little bit nervous about using fanatics near wall because it used to be that if you did that, the fanatics tended to just despawn. But it seems like they might have fixed that because it's a bit spoilerish, but in this battle we use fanatics near a wall. It feels like they now rebound like a breath spell. So if you use a breath spell near a wall, you aim it at the wall, you'll find what it is. It hits the wall and rebounds. That seems to be what happens with the Fanatics now. They hit the wall and then bounce off again, which can actually be used to, you know, your I was going to say not detriment, the opposite of detriment. What's the opposite of detriment? Benefit? Benefit. Because, you know, you've got maybe like a big dwarf blob, bounce them off the wall, they come straight back through. So you can get a nice little bounce there. So here comes Queenie. Queenie's back, your Ragnarok spider. There she goes. Isn't she lovely? Isn't she got lots of legs? I think that's how that song goes. Anyway, point is that Ragnarok Queenie is heading towards the breach. She's taking a little bit of fire there, but she should be fine. Then our Squigs heading for the breach here because they've only got one unit of dwarfs defending that, and we should then be able to hit the quarrelers. So the Squigs jumping through the breach, slamming into the Thunderers. Good stuff. They'll nom them down. I fucking love Squigs. They're so good. Ah, I love goblins. Love everything about goblins. We've spawned some little spider babies. Aren't they lovely? Lots of bouncing baby spiders. And just to lock down these quarrelers. They don't last very long, but they didn't need to. They just tied them up for a little while, letting our infantry just move a little bit closer and our Squigs deal with the quarrelers. That's what they're doing. We've got the Durkit Squigs. They're now coming right now. These Squig Hoppers are probably some of the best infantry that the Greenskins actually have available. So Squig Hoppers, I see some Longbeards. They're going to give them the slip. Bye, boys. And then they're going to come careering back into the quarrelers to deal with them. Fantastic stuff, doing a lot of damage there. Very, very good. Infantry now advancing. Spider babies running for their little lives. Their short little lives as well. The Squigs are doing okay. I mean, basically, they're kind of sacrificial, to be fair. The Goblin Wolf Riders coming in. We're going to skirt these Goblin Wolf Riders around the Longbeards, and we're then going to hit them in the rear. A little bit of cannon fire coming over from there. That's less than ideal, but you know, we'll just have to tank that. Queenie's coming to help out against the Longbeards, because most of these Longbeards with great weapons have, I mean, they're taking a lot of damage. Probably fine. And we're finally getting the infantry moving in. So we've got the Night Goblins. Of course, all of our Night Goblins have Fanatics, because Fanatics are fun. And we know this to be true. So, yeah, sure. Here come the Miners. Miners are quite tanky, but they are the worst dwarf infantry they have available. So, Night Goblins coming in. We're going to throw out some Fanatics to do some good damage. That's looking pretty good. They do hit the wall here and die, but I think if they hit the actual wall, they do bounce off. We might see that in a bit. I'm fairly sure anyway. Maybe my head was playing tricks on me. Who knows? Who knows? Here comes our Shaman. Gorebird's Bad Axe coming in. Joining in the fun. More Night Goblins charging in. More Night Goblins coming in here because we want to get those Fanatics in amongst this big blob of dwarves, because that's going to do lots of damage. We're taking a little bit of fire here from the quarrelers, but it seems to be generally not too bad. We actually have pretty good missile resistance on these Night Goblins. One of their strengths. I don't have many, but that is one of them. So we're going to jump in here, and the Fanatics are going to come out yet again and get some nice Fanatic action. Oh, look at that. And yet, see, they just bounced off the wall, came back through. Should we see that again? No, I think they all bounced off the wall. So it looks like they hit the city wall. They'll bounce off. If they hit like part of the scenery, they'll just die. Which is actually kind of like in Tabletop. If the Fanatics hit any kind of scenery, they would just instantly be wiped out. So, you know, fair enough, I guess. With the Miners taking horrendous punishment from the Fanatics and being joined, the Goblins being joined by the Squigs. We're surging on towards the city centre. Not sure what this is. Oh, spider hatchlings. Yeah, that's right. I was using them to hold back. Oh, look at them crawling out of the ground. That is grim. Durkit Squigs taking quite a bit of damage, but they're coming. They killed 77. That's pretty good. So we're coming around here. We're going to hide behind this wall. Basically cause these dwarves to worry about more than just the Night Goblins approaching. They have now spotted the Night Goblins. So we're pushing on down the road here, pushing on towards the city centre. Our infantry now free to enter into the city. The Goblin Wolf Riders coming in to lend some assistance, although they're so down. They're just not very good against dwarves, unfortunately. And we're taking some cannon shots, so we're going to advance. Charge. And as the Longbeards fight the Goblins, we're going to get Durkit Squigs coming in to lend some assistance against the Quarrelers. Going to get some Fanatics coming out as well. Not a great use of them, to be honest.
Right
Out come the Fanatics. Don't do much damage. They actually head straight towards Dirkit Squigs. So we're going to run away. Let them do damage to the Quarrelers, which actually they don't do too badly. That's generally okay. They didn't actually hit Dirkit Squigs all that much. Pull back and then recharge. Cycle charge against the Quarrelers. Do some more damage. There's the enemy Thane, which we don't want to deal with, ideally. Don't want to have to fight him. Seem to be doing okay here. We just have to push past these Longbeards. More Longbeards, yes, of course. Bloody Longbeards. And cycle charging again, pulling out because of the Thane. Dirkit Squig's going to come back and help out against the Quarrelers. The Quarrelers already taken a huge amount of damage. This artillery, I mean, the Grudge Thrower has probably got the most kills, 51. The cannons are very situational in sieges, but they can be useful, mostly for like covering gates and stuff. But the AI never uses them like that. So really, the worst thing I've ever faced in siege battles tends to be mortars. Particularly if you're like a Orc or Skaven army, like big blocks of infantry, the mortars will just rain down as you're trying to fight through breaches and then through gates, and that could just be a nightmare. But cannons and stuff, generally not so much of an issue. Fortunately, it looks like we've caused enough damage for the Dwarves to break and run. Dirkit Squigs coming in for another charge. They've actually racked up over 120 kills. Good work, guys. And the Night Goblins chasing down the last of the Longbeards. I don't think we took too much damage there, so a pretty good siege, all things considered. Okay, considering that was pretty good. Let's sack, because I need the cash. Talisman of Endurance is quite nice. All that kind of good stuff. Let's occupy. Get the replenishment. Oh, it's a bit slow on the old... Physical resistance, missile damage and ammunition for spiders, which is fine, I guess. I mean, it's alright. It's fine. It's alright. You know, what can you say about it? It's fine, I guess. Dwarfs is quite nice, and Warlord of Dustunty Peaks is very nice. So, okay, let's do that, because Arachnarok Spider is pretty much the linchpin of that army, and we kind of need it. This army's scary.
Malfunction.
Very, very scary. Could get rid of the Goblin Wolf Riders and replace them with the Moon Howlers. I mean, the Death Creepers, I'm not sure about, but let's get them in there. Okay. We need to get these guys in an ambush, or if we can, if they lay siege to Karak Azgul, that'll be fine. Ambush should be fine. Laying siege to Karak Azgul, hit them from both sides would be fine. Basically, I need someone to tank all that Death Globe damage and the Warp Lightning Cannons. Basically, this army is fucking terrifying, because that's a very, very scary Skaven army to deal with. Lots of nasty stuff in there. Let's block you. Success. Good. Like having right. If we can deal with Belagar, then we can hit Spike Peak, and we've wiped out the dwarves in the south here. Then we just need to worry about the Skaven, which would be fine if the Skaven weren't strength rank 4.
Let's get stabby.
Yes, we're gonna have to. I mean, we need to get stabby, otherwise it's just not going to go well. It's not going to fly. Are you laying siege to Fort Sol, or are you just sitting there watching it? Gonna be honest, man, I don't think you've got a chance against Fort Sol. I think that's massively upgraded. So with this Skaven army nearby in the dwarf, I don't think there's any point upgrading any of that or any of that. Certainly not that. Good. Good. At least we've got a little bit of breathing room, income-wise, for the moment. Anyway. Okay, well, our ambush failed do I still want to take that fight? Let's have a look. Now, because we're attacking, we have to go towards them. So actually, I'm going to say no. Okay, ambush failed there as well. Oh, God, if only we get just a nice ambush. And again, because we would be the attackers, I'm going to say no. Because I was hoping they might follow up. And then we're the defenders. And then they have to come to us. Which is better, because they've got a cannon, and they can outrange us. To be honest, I might see if we can get another ambush on them. I don't think they want to fight our garrison at the same time. So that's why they're staying away. We've also had Karl's turned up, as have 3 Clan Moors armies. I thought they were being quite ballsy attacking Ekrund like that. Apparently, they could be ballsy. There's not just the army attacking Ekrund, there's 2 more against one of mine. I mean, this is probably fine. So our war was destroyed, and yeah, so we've got 3 Clan Moors armies here. There's Arklink, there's Queek, and Oberscythe. Are we in range? No.
Plan skill is discordant. I, as my mystic powers, sifting.
Gonna see if we can lay an ambush there. Let's see if we can lay an ambush there. And I know they're laying an ambush, so we will take Fist of Gork, and we'll try another ambush. Because if we can hit them in an ambush, much lower casualties for us. Now, the army that was over here disappeared off into the Badlands. I don't know where they're going. But seeing as we've kind of got a little bit of a reprieve, I'm going to try and knock out the dwarves at Spike Peak, because if we can knock them out, then that makes life a little bit easier. I mean, a little bit. Obviously, you know, we've got some major issues, and frankly, I even when I was playing my Skarsnik campaign, I kind of felt like, okay, things are bad, but I think it's doable. At this point, I just don't know if I can survive. I'm just getting hit from every direction constantly, and people are going, "Oh, go on the offense!" Like, fucking how? I've got a dwarf army here. I've got a dwarf army here. I've got Karl there. I've got 3 Clan Moors armies down there. There's another Clan Moors army there. There's another dwarf army there, and that's not assuming there's more dwarf armies massing over here, which there are. I mean, I can keep killing them forever and a day, but I'm never going to be... And the thing is, as soon as I leave, if I try and head up the mountains, the likelihood is I will get caught by multiple dwarf armies, and my poor single army will die. I need support for my armies, and I just don't... I think it's just a case of... No, actually, we can't do that because we'll go bankrupt. Blah, 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 blah. I think it's just a case that... things conspired against me, and I feel like where it went wrong was confederating with the Greenskins. I should have left that. If I had been able just to defend my little corner, leave the rest of it to the Greenskins, I think we would have been fine. The problem was confederating with them meant that I am the only target. Okay. Okay. So, because I'm the only target, and especially, I think it's a few things. Queek, I've never seen Queek get this strong, and I mean, maybe it was something to do with what I was doing. Maybe in some way my kind of like the way I was attacking Cetra maybe pulled, you know, we lost that, maybe pulled defenders from Cetra away from fighting Queek, so Queek could then concentrate on cleaning out that corner. And once he cleaned out that corner, he had everything he needed. He's got a nice base. He can attack from that. Underway interception. What do I think? What am I thinking? I think we're going to have to take it. Because that other dwarf army also needs to die. And so we need to kill this army and then quickly move to intercept that other army. And then Wurrzag has to somehow kill 3 Clan Moors armies by himself. Which I'm sure is probably fine. But that is going to have to wait until next time. So thank you very much for watching this series of unfortunate events. And I'll see you in the next episode of the Wurrzag Campaign.